Now, the Combat Readiness Program, I've never heard of that. I know 18 X-rays, they go through what we call SOP-C, which is Special Operation Preparation Course. The entire purpose of that course is to help 18 X-rays, civilians coming right off the street, trying to become a Green Beret, get mentally and physically prepared. Welcome back to another segment of Green Beret React. Today we're going to look at the Special Forces qualification course to include selection, the Q course, and also graduation. Give you guys my 2 cents. Since I was a Green Beret, whatever I can do to help you guys get there, that's what I'll do. If you're interested in going this route, make sure you go to greenberetchronicles.com. Take a look at the different programs that I have on there, all geared towards helping you prep so you can attend and crush Special Forces assessment and selection. Let's get into this video. Now, during the readiness course, guys, you're going to do a variety of different things. The course is heavily geared towards physical fitness, ruck marches, obstacle course, land navigation, and just team type events. All geared towards getting that civilian into the mindset of how a Special Forces team works or how they will be operating at selection itself. All right, let's keep watching. Now I think we're going to transition into selection itself. So we're skipping the first 2 weeks of selection and going straight into team week. The first 2 weeks, guys, you have what I like to call admin week, where you're doing all your physical gates. Then you'll go into land navigation, right, where all you're doing is land navigation for the first 2 weeks. And then third week, it's all team week. By the time you get to team week, guys, you start with about 402 dudes, and now you're probably left with like 160 or something along those lines, right? And the entire premise behind Team Week is you and 12 other guys, you're essentially going out and conducting ridiculous missions, trying to complete and essentially make the impossible possible. Take a look and you guys see what I'm talking about. So in that previous one there, they were pushing a Jeep. That Jeep probably had no tires on the back. So 2 front tires, no tires on the back, or it'll have 3 tires. And you and your group of dudes got to figure out how to get that Jeep, 6 or 7 miles on a sandy road to an actual objective. This one right here look like it's the ammo carrier, where they give you like a bunch of bars and a bunch of crates. And you got to build an apparatus, and you and your boys are just sucking out there, getting this thing moved from point A to point B. Guys, all this shit sucks. And what makes this worse is that it's on sandy road. Like it's all on dirt roads, right? Like this apparatus right here, like I remember this one because they gave us like 2 tires, a bunch of poles, and some lashes, and all these crates, and then we got to figure out how to get it from point A to point B. And then they choose somebody. They're like, hey, roster number 100, right? You're in charge. Here's your team leaders, 89 and 40. And then the 3 of you guys got to come up with a plan to build this apparatus, this monstrosity of an apparatus, and get it from point A to point B. And you can see guys are sucking. It's up to whoever's in charge to come up with a plan that makes sense. Like, hey, we're going to build it like this. If this doesn't work, we're going to, move it 100 meters down the road. We're going to break it down, rebuild it, and then we're going to keep pushing. Hey, while we're moving, you guys are, responsible for checking out the apparatus. Make sure that it's saying sound. If you see anything that concerns you, let me know. Hey, while we're moving, drink water, eat food, graze. It's up to that team leader to make all these calls as guys are moving. Keep in mind, this is 3 weeks. This is the last week. So their bodies have already been beaten down to the point where, you know, you start smelling the muscles just eating at your body, right? Like, these dudes are sucking.
Hey, what's up? What we doing?
And throughout all this stuff, guys, dudes are quitting, dudes are getting hurt, and it's up to the leader, whoever's in charge of this particular apparatus, to swap guys around, to make guys, you know what I mean, take rests, because some dudes will just be hard charger and they won't want to get away from the obstacle, right? So you got to tell them, hey, go get some rest. Hey, do this, do that, right? Like this one right here, again, you see the barrels, guys are pushing it. Man, yeah, it all sucks, but certain apparatus are worse than others. Now, throughout the entire area, you have a bunch of these smaller groups of 10 to 12 guys conducting different apparatus or moving throughout the entire training area. And once you get to your once you get to where you're supposed to be, like, you'll break the apparatus down, you'll put all the equipment in a pile, and then cadre will tell you, hey, you have 15 minutes, go top off on water, grab something to eat, and then you're moving again 4 to 5 miles, give or take, to your next apparatus. Once you get there, they'll put new leadership in charge, and then you'll build an apparatus and you'll move again. On average, when I went through, it was 2 apparatus per day, 8 to 9 miles each movement, and then to and from the apparatus was an extra 2 to 3 miles. So every day you're essentially walking 15 to 18 or so miles with your rucksack on, which can weigh anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds. And then you have all this heavy stuff to carry to that location. And on top of that, team week itself, it lasts approximately 5 days. And then once you get to the end of team week, you got the trek, the long range movement that you now have to go on. By the time these guys get to the point where they're done and they're going to find out if they're selected or not, the body's just so beat up, like it's ridiculous. In total, because I did the math, once I got done with selection, we walked 245-ish miles. When I went through, it was 2 weeks, within the 2 weeks that my selection lasted. Right now, for these guys, it's 21 days. So over the span of 21 days, they walk about 240 something miles with weight on their backs. All right, let's keep watching.
All right, come on, let's go.
All right, so now once these guys go, they get selected. They'll celebrate, they'll be all happy-go-lucky and all that good stuff, and then they'll go back to their unit. Then they'll get orders to come to Fort Bragg to start the qualification course. Small unit tactics in SERE is the first module within the qualification course. During this phase, guys are learning ambushes, raids, squad operation, platoon operation. It's essentially Ranger School on steroids for Green Berets. Let's see how these guys are doing. It looks like these guys are out at the Mount site, right? We have a training area out here at Fort Bragg or Kent McCall called Mount City. And throughout, SUT, you'll have cadres that are attached to you. Typically, it's broken out into field teams, right? So you have field team 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how it was when I went through. And within the field teams, you have 4 or 5 like little SUT class, and in each SUT class have 2 instructors. And those instructors are responsible for teaching you small unit tactics as it relates to being a Green Beret, and also evaluating you in those specific tasks. Once you're done with small unit tactics, guys, the guys that make it, they'll move on to SERE training. The guys that don't, they'll get recycled and they'll have to redo small unit tactics all over again, right? Small unit tactics is fairly easy if you have an infantry background or a ranger school, sapper school background. When I went through, I was a soft skill MOS, right? I was a combat engineer. So small unit tactics was difficult for me, right? To the point where I had to do it twice. But eventually I got it and I moved on, right? So after that, you go to SERE, which is where all the fun is, right? Let's watch this SERE class. Guys, going to SERE during the winter sucks. Doing SUT during the winter sucks. That was probably the most fun, or the funnest part of SERE, was doing the spies and fries, right? So other than that, every other part of SERE school fucking sucks, right? So after SERE school, guys, you'll get a chance to go to MOS. MOS is your military specialty, whatever job you're going to want to be, right? So you have 18 Alpha, which is your officer, your 18 Bravo, your 18 Charlie, Delta, and then your Echo. You'll get to learn your job there. The MOS portions, guys, you're going from being a meathead running around in the woods fucking shit up to now you're a college student and you have to soak in and take in all this information. You're getting graded after every week or every module, and you got to have 70% to be able to move on to the next module. If you don't, then you got to recycle to the next phase. MOS was very challenging for a lot of guys.
This kind of goes with just that.
I don't know what they're teaching these officers here, man. Like, typically they learn a lot of planning and how to take action from the guys fucking up. All right, let's keep watching.
This is the SOC South mission.
All right, then you have the 18 Bravo MOS. These guys have to learn everything there is to know about weapons, to include how to take them apart, function checks, how to put them back together, like memorizing parts, and then CQB planning. Like, these guys do a lot. A lot of people joke around and say 18 Bravos have the easiest MOS, but it's actually a pretty hard MOS. In reality, all the MOSs are difficult. It's just up to you to choose your poison, essentially, right? So 18 Bravo MOS, last time I checked, all the MOSs were 12 weeks long. It might have changed. Let me know if that's the case. But this is the 18 Bravo MOS. You'll do a lot of classroom stuff. There's a light side where you'll do like your pistols, your long guns, your AK-47s, and all. Then you'll go into heavy side, which is like your mortars, your 6 other type of heavy weapon systems, right? Let's keep watching. And I'm trying to remember when this was filmed because I was an 18 Charlie instructor from 2015 to 2018, right? So the 18 Charlie course, guys, it's demolitions, construction, target analysis, and a slew of other skills that you have to learn. Similar to all the other MOSs, were all 12 weeks long, right? Because we go through as a class. So the same group of guys you're at SUT and SERE with is going to be the same group of guys you're at MOS with, the same group of dudes that you're at language with, so on and so forth, right? So it's going to be the same group of guys all the way around. I think this was filmed while I was in the 18 Charlie Committee, because this looks like our new classroom that they're using right now to film talk analysis. Let's keep watching.
From your purlins to plywood, plywood to moisture barrier will evolve into your
Yeah, and then that's construction, right? Man, that is, I'm trying to think. That's one of my instructors right there. So this was definitely filmed while I was down there. I don't know where I was at the moment. I'm sure I approved it on some capacity. All right, let's keep watching. Yeah, like I said, the 18 Charlies learned so much, man, because we're responsible for building it, destroying it. On top of that, we do the demolition, we do the target analysis, like we just do a bunch. But again, similar to all the other MOSs, it's pretty similar. It's one MOS, but within that one MOS, you have 7 to 8 other specialties packed in.
Ethnocentrism.
Okay. What's the next one? Okay, you don't, whatever you don't, whatever you do, you don't.
See that dark space in there? Fan.
No.
18 Delta course is a year long, guys. All the other MOSs are 12 weeks, give or take, so approximately 2-3 months ish. But the 18 Delta course is approximately a year long, right? Just because they have so much that they have to learn. And I like it being like that, because if you're going to be an 18 Delta working on me, like, I want to make sure you're as competent and as able as possible. So that's why their course is so long, right? Because they just have so much to take in, and they have clinicals that they have to do. Those guys go through a lot, and rightfully so. Once they get on the team, they are the subject matter expert when it comes to medicine, right? So 18 Delta course, guys, approximately a year long. 18 Echo now.
To do it, just go ahead and...
All right, so 18 Echo, guys, anything and everything that has to do with communications, how to make comms, a bunch of different devices that you need to learn to be operational all around the world. Those guys learn a lot. In all honesty, I don't know if there's an easy MOS. All these MOSs are hard to an extent, right? When it comes to the 18 Bravo course, you have to memorize weapons part and be able to put them together and do functions check on a variety of weapons. 18 Charlie course is math heavy, UXO, calc in place. Like, there's a lot to learn. 18 Delta course, it's a year long. That within itself deters a lot of guys. 18 Echo course, same thing. You got to fucking be able to speak computers, right? And you take everything that you've learned within SUT, SERE, all the MOSs, they put you guys together, makeshift ODA, and then you go into Robin Sage. Robin Sage is the cumulative exercise that is a month long, where you insert yourself into Pyland. Pyland is our make-believe country that we will go into and will conduct our bread and butter unconventional warfare. Sweet exercise, guys. Take a look.
Leave this closed, that way it's in line and everything, because it won't unlock. There's a button on this side. So
you got to keep in mind, as Green Berets, we are teachers by nature. We're instructors by nature. So the entire concept behind Robin Sage is we get inserted into this makeshift country, and we have to link up with the local militia, and then we have to teach them everything that we've learned throughout the Q course, essentially, right? We have to teach them SUT. We have to teach them MOS related stuff, right? And then we have to go operational with them. We have to go conduct missions to hopefully overthrow a certain government within that region. That's the entire concept behind Robin Sage. It is a wonderful exercise, guys. Let's keep watching.
We'll talk through exactly what they need.
So again, guys, throughout Robin Sage, you're being graded on everything you've learned up to that point, right? What they didn't hit on here is language. So when you go to Robin Sage, you'll have already gone through language school. And sometimes you'll find yourself speaking Portuguese, French, Russian within Robin Sage to some of your local guerrilla force, right? Because you have to train the guerrilla force and then go operational with them. So everything you've learned, you've been graded on at Robin Sage to make sure that you can put everything together. Once you're done with Robin Sage, guys, I remember this feeling distinctively, getting on the bus, going back to Fort Bragg, and just a year plus of training, a year plus of persevering, a year plus of resiliency. It's just like it all comes to an end, and you've like, holy crap, I've made it.
Green Beret!
Okay, yeah, so this was class 304. This was, because I got to SWIC, I think it was class 302. So yes, I just wanted to go through it, guys, and share with you guys some insight as far as the Special Forces qualification course and also selection. Again, there was a lot of things that you couldn't hear as far as classified information, and also a lot of things that you couldn't see, right? But overall, if you want to become a Green Beret, this commentary should help you. If you have a kid that wants to go towards that route, it helps you learn as much as you can about them. And if you have any questions or you want to learn more, guys, you know where to find me. Until next time, take care of yourselves.